Are you fed up with false environmentalism that says we have to stop breathing in order to save the planet? Here are 5 things you can do right now to really save the environment without giving up your freedom or surrendering to oppressive government mandates. And these 5 things are probably not what you think. Many people, for example, think that changing their light bulbs to compact fluorescent lights will save the planet, and they applaud the government's light bulb mandates. But CFLs are loaded with toxic mercury, and when you throw them away, they release mercury directly into local landfills and water aquifers. Or you might think you could save the planet by driving the much-coveted Toyota Prius. But a Prius is made with electric motors and batteries, which are themselves made out of rare earth metals extracted from some of the dirtiest mining operations in the world, most of which are located in China. The same is true for wind turbines and solar panels too. And saving the planet is not about buying more green products, even though that's what the greenwashing corporations really want you to believe. Rather, it's about avoiding buying the things that are really destroying the planet. And along those lines, here are the top 5 things you can do right now to practice genuine environmentalism without giving up your freedoms in the process. Number 1. Genetically modified foods. When you buy GMOs, and the vast majority of all the corn, soy, canola, and cotton products sold in America today are all GMO, you are supporting Monsanto and an entire industry of truly evil corporations that are devastating the genetic future of our planet's agricultural system. GMOs are not only linked to widespread infertility when consumed, they are also cross-pollinating with other crops, which could lead to unforeseen genetic hybridization that results in total crop failures and mass global starvation. So if you really want to save the planet, stop buying GMOs. And that means stop buying all non-organic corn, soy, and canola products. That includes high-fructose corn syrup, which is made almost entirely from, you guessed it, genetically modified corn. It also means avoiding non-organic cotton products, such as jeans and shirts, which are typically made from genetically engineered cotton. Number 2. Pharmaceuticals. When you swallow medications, you pollute the global environment with deadly toxic chemicals that are already being found in fish and frogs and countless other aquatic species. Antibiotics, synthetic hormones, antidepressants, and painkillers pass right through your body, then get flushed downstream, where they enter rivers, streams, aquifers, and oceans. If you need medications for a short-term emergency, that's understandable. But if you're popping daily pills as if they were vitamins, you're effectively dumping chemicals right into the environment. The result of all the mass medication of our modern world is that our planet has been widely contaminated with synthetic chemicals that persist in our environment. And the really sad part is that most of these medications are fraudulently marketed in the first place, as they don't even make you any healthier. Number 3. Grow a little of your own food. By growing even as little as 10% of your own food through backyard tomatoes or countertop sprouting, you significantly reduce your use of the fossil fuels and energy needed to harvest, package, transport, and sell food products to you at retail. Home gardening is one of the most powerful statements you can make about genuine green living, food freedom, and independence from government control. No wonder the government is going after home gardeners and small-scale farmers, threatening them with jail time for daring to grow their own food. If you do grow your own food, be sure to use non-hybrid seeds that propagate generation after generation, unlike Monsanto's genetically engineered seeds, which self-terminate after just one generation. Number 4. Stop buying plastic with BPA. Every time you buy food in a plastic container, you not only subject yourself and your family to gender-bending chemicals that interfere with fertility and feminize males, you also release those same chemicals into the environment, where they go on to disrupt the biochemistry of amphibians, fish, and ocean life. Remember, BPA is not digested, and it passes right through your body and ends up in the environment. Nearly all processed food you buy at the grocery store today, including all canned food, is packed with BPA resins or plastics. So avoiding BPA means avoiding all conventional grocery foods packaged in plastic or cans. And absolutely do not ever microwave food in plastic containers, because that releases very high concentrations of BPA directly into your food. Number 5. Buy less stuff you don't really need. Big business in America preys upon mass consumerism. And while there are plenty of things you really do need, storable food, good nutrition, quality clothing, and so on, there are lots of things you absolutely don't need, but you tend to buy them anyway. Fashion shoes, tabloid magazines, Starbucks lattes, and even expensive bling. Some of the things corporations want you to buy are even packaged as being green or good for the environment, as if you could buy your way into the gates of green heaven. But the real solution to being green is buying less of the stuff that doesn't last and ends up in the landfills anyway. Cheap, made-in-China stuff, for example. Another solution is buying used stuff that's already been produced. Used clothing, used furniture, used cars, and used homes. One person who buys an existing home and fills it with second-hand furniture does far more for saving the planet than some rich green elitist who lives in a mansion and drives a Prius to make his friends think he's saving the planet. Al Gore, anyone? Above all, stop falling for greenwashing guilt for existing as a human being that exhales carbon dioxide and eats food to survive. Sure, there is a certain resource cost to your existence, but if you contribute to a better world through freedom or innovation or creating private sector jobs or contributing to society in a meaningful way, then you are putting those resources to a good use, and you have every right to live and breathe and eat and consume as long as you do so mindfully. Saving the planet, you see, starts with living your own life with purpose. It means shutting out the mindless corporate-controlled madvertising that tries to take over your mind, and instead getting back to the single most powerful principle in all of green living: making sure you contribute something meaningful back to the world so that you balance out what you take from it. That could be fighting for freedom or teaching people to raise awareness about issues that really matter. Being green, you see, is ultimately about earning your place in this world. It means making a meaningful difference so that the resources you do consume are well worth it. You can't buy greenness any more than you can buy your way to being ethical or buy your way into heaven. Being green means fighting to protect the future of life on our planet from the governments and the corporations that are conspiring to try to destroy it, such as the USDA, which has conspired with GMO seed companies to approve dangerous new experimental seeds that will pollute the planet and cause untold harm. Being really green means fighting against that kind of corruption in the government and fighting for truth and justice in all issues concerning food, medicine, and seeds. That's why today's so-called environmentalists aren't really green at all. They don't advocate saving the planet in the ways that really matter. Instead, They want to carbon tax you under a system of government oppression. That's not environmentalism. That's just for-profit greenwashing, led by a bunch of professional liars who hide behind the lingo and the trendy vibe of environmentalism. Don't fall for it. You want to save the planet? Get real about what's harming it and take action to start protecting it. This is Mike Adams reporting for naturalnews.tv.